The story of Bugatti begins with Ettore Bugatti, a man that granted the world's most beautiful car. Today, Bugatti hypercars continue that legacy, blending art with the pinnacle of performance. There are fast cars. There are luxury cars. And then there are cars that seem like they were built for another planet. The story of Bugatti. When people think about extreme speed, unmatched luxury, and engineering beyond imagination, one name always appears: Bugatti. The Bugatti story began long before modern hypercars. It began with a family of artists. A family where the father designed furniture, jewelry, and sculptures. Where the grandfather worked with architecture and art. Where the brother became famous for creating bronze animal sculptures. The story of Bugatti. And in the middle of all of them was a boy who looked at wheels, engines, and pieces of metal as if they were masterpieces. That boy was Ettore Bugatti. The story of Bugatti begins with a vision of speed and elegance, crafted by Ettore Bugatti in the early 20th century. Before we continue, like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves cars. A family unlike any other. Ettore Bugatti was born in Milan in 1881. Ettore Bugatti's father, Carlo Bugatti, was a famous furniture and jewelry designer known for his Art Nouveau style. His grandfather, Giovanni Luigi Bugatti, worked as an architect and sculptor. His brother, Rembrandt Bugatti, became famous for his incredibly detailed animal sculptures. In other words, Ettore grew up surrounded by art, creativity, and perfectionism. But while everyone around him was designing furniture or sculpting statues, Ettore had a different obsession: engines. At a very young age, Ettore was sent to work at a bicycle and tricycle factory called Prinetti and Stucchi.
One day, I will build machines that change the world.
There, he learned mechanics through real experience. He was not a trained engineer. He did not have a diploma. But he had an incredible talent for understanding how machines worked. Inside his family garage, while still a teenager, he began building his own motorized tricycles. In 1898, he created his first vehicle, known as the Type 1.
It must be perfect.
He was only 17 years old. The future begins now. After working for other companies, Ettore began dreaming of something bigger. One day, I will have my own factory. A place to build machines of elegance and power. He wanted to create cars with his own signature. Cars that were light, fast, elegant, and different from anything else on the road. But there was one problem: money. Even without being wealthy, Ettore managed to get financial support and loans to purchase an abandoned factory in Molsheim in the Alsace region. The foundation of something extraordinary. At that time, the area was still part of the German Empire, and it was there in 1909 that automobiles was officially born. The story of Bugatti begins in Molsheim, the heart of the brand. Nestled at the foot of the Vosges Mountains, near Strasbourg. This is where the legacy of Ettore Bugatti thrives. To this day, it is considered the true home of Bugatti. It was there that Ettore designed, tested, and built legendary cars. Decades later, even modern Bugatti returned to Molsheim to keep the company's heritage alive. In 1910, the first Bugatti car appeared, the legendary Bugatti Type 13, small, lightweight, fast, and very different from the heavy cars of its time. The story of Bugatti. While other brands focused on large and bulky vehicles, Ettore believed that lightness was more important than brute force. The story of Bugatti. And he was right. The car began winning races and attracted attention from all over the world. Hello friends, share, subscribe, leave a like, and comments. The story of Bugatti, Bugatti on the racetrack. Soon, Bugatti started dominating racetracks. Models like the Bugatti Type 35 became true racing machines. The Type 35 is still considered one of the most successful race cars in history. It won thousands of races across Europe. Bugatti became known not only for speed, but also for beauty. Many people said Bugatti engines looked like mechanical jewelry. Even the bolts were designed with elegance. For Ettore, a car had to be fast, but it also had to be beautiful. During the 1920s and 1930s, Bugatti created some of the most luxurious cars ever made. One of the greatest examples was the Bugatti Royale. It was an enormous car, designed for kings, millionaires, and royalty. Only a few units were ever built. To this day, it remains one of the rarest and most valuable cars in the world. Ettore's oldest son was Jean Bugatti. Jean was not only the heir to the company, he was a genius. At a very young age, he began designing cars, testing prototypes, and working side by side with his father.
Excellent work, my boy.
Let's test the engine.
Yes, father.
Jean helped create some of the most beautiful Bugattis ever made, including the legendary Bugatti Type 57 Atlantic. A masterpiece of design, the Atlantic combined elegance and power. The story of Bugatti. He was also known for personally testing cars before they were delivered to customers. Hello, friends. Share, subscribe, leave a like, and comments. In 1939, Jean was testing a car near the factory. This Le Mans winner handles like a dream. It was a Type 57 that had just won the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
This Bugatti handles like a jewel. Watch out!
Handling like a dream at these speeds.
Woo! Cyclist, hot water! Counter steering! Regaining control!
The Bugatti left the road and crashed violently into a tree. Jean died at 30 years old.
My son is gone. It destroyed me.
He was never the same again. Everything changed that day. Shortly after the Second World War arrived, the factory was taken over, production collapsed. Europe was devastated. Ettore tried to rebuild the company, but he no longer had the same strength. In 1947, Ettore Bugatti died in Paris at the age of 65. The story of Bugatti. Without Ettore and without Jean, Bugatti lost its two greatest minds. The company tried to continue the story of Bugatti. But eventually, it closed its doors. By 1956, production officially stopped. The history Bugatti. In 47 years, Bugatti had produced nearly 8,000 cars. Hello friends, share, subscribe, and leave a like. Decades later, the brand returned. First with the Bugatti EB110 in the 1990s. The history of Bugatti. Then, in 1998, Bugatti was acquired by the Volkswagen Group. The history Bugatti. That is when modern monsters were born. Bugatti Veyron, Bugatti Chiron, and everything returned to where it all started, Molsheim. The story of Bugatti is not just about cars. It is about family, art, tragedy, dreams. The history of Bugatti, a man who saw engines as others saw paintings. Over 100 years later, the Bugatti name stands for speed, luxury, and perfection. The history of Bugatti. Because Ettore Bugatti did not just want to build cars. He wanted to build machines that would never be forgotten. In 1909, Ettore Bugatti founded his company, blending art and engineering to create icons like the Type 35. The legacy continues with the Veyron and Chiron. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like, subscribe, and share. Welcome to the history of Bugatti, a tale of speed and luxury. From the Type 35 racer to the Atlantic coupe, comment below, where are you watching from, your favorite Bugatti, and what car brand next? The history Bugatti. And don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel, because there are many more incredible stories about legendary cars waiting for you. The story of Bugatti begins with a dream, a vision of cars as rolling sculptures. From sketch to model, each curve is a work of art. Finally, the dream takes to the road, where art and motion become one.